Hello again. Hopefully we get things today as we record. I'm going to look at some truth and promises out of John chapter 14. We've already looked at one from last couple days ago on the 11th of believe in God. To let not your heart be troubled, but you believe in God, believe also in me. For in my Father's house are many mansions. Today, we're going to look towards the end of the chapter a little bit and then work backwards. There'll be three parts to this lesson, so I'll give you the beginning one here. I said they're going backwards, but that's okay. John chapter 14, verse 23. Let me go ahead and read that one to you. Jesus answered and said unto him, If a man love me, he will keep my words, and I and the Father will love him. We will come unto him and make our abode with him. Let's just stop right there for a second. When we look at God's Word, especially this 14th chapter, this last discourse that I'd shared with you before of John chapter 14 through 16 in particular, this instruction that Jesus would give those disciples there in that upper room give us truths and promises that reign throughout all our lives just as well. Here, and he would say it before, if you love me, keep my commandments. But here it switches a little bit. We'll get back to the other in part 2 and 3. But if a man love me, he will keep my words. Before it said, if you love me, keep. But if you love me, you will keep my words. That word love here is in the verb form. The noun is agape, which is that self-sacrificing, unconditional love. Here, literally to be welcomed, to entertain, to be fond of, to love dearly. If you love God that way, here Jesus speaking, if you love him that way, you're truly fond of, love dearly, want to spend that time with. It says, he that loves me, keep my commandment. Or he that loves me, he will keep my words. We had that before about keeping your word to God, but here, he who loves me will keep my words, keep my commandments. And it goes on to say then, and my Father will love him, and we will come and make our abode with him. So if you love God truly, love his Son who gave his life for you, you will keep his words, his commandments, his statutes, his precepts, the instructions that he gives you, because they are good for you. They are blessings. And by keeping so, then, this truth that if you love him, you will keep his words, that there's a promise here. That by doing that, it says that my Father, our God in heaven, who Jesus earlier in the chapter said, you believe in him, believe in me. Now, if you keep the Son's words, the Father will love you the same way that you want to be fond of him and love him dearly, and that affection is the same way he loves you. Not only will he love you that way, but the promise then, we will come. The Father and the Son, God himself will come and make his abode with you. That word abode, literally residence. The same word that we have earlier, that in my Father's house are many mansions, many dwelling places. That God himself wants to dwell with you. What a blessing then. And it comes because we're faithful, at least strive to be, by keeping his words. And literally the Living says, by what I say, that word is logos, which is his speech, the ideas, His sayings, the utterances, the word, the mandates, the decrees, the order. And I said, now that promise, if you keep these words, you do that, then the Father will love you. He'll come to you, and the Father and Son will make their home with you. Man, what a blessing. So as you soak upon that and think about these things, remember part 2 and 3 out of the same chapter. We'll get to you the next time. God bless.